Not a lot talked about it before though. Yeah, okay. So we'll talk about it when people ask about it. The Miracle of Mindfulness. I don't think I ever read it. If you can't tell. This was definitely meant to come to me. You'll never find this book. Someone like gave it to me. It's like one of their like pastor people, and it came to me at a time where I was like on a psychedelic high on life, thinking that I was like in control of everything and I was bending reality, like one of those like fucking psychotic breaks. And obviously the divine was trying to come and help me from self-destructing through this random person. And I thought he was a fucking crock of shit. I was like, yeah, okay. And he was like, innocence is the key. Like, don't fall into the whole, like, I'm this, I can do all of this. He was like, it's divine will, surrender to divine will. And I was like, this guy doesn't get it. And now I understand exactly why he came, why he gave me this book. Cause now I'm like back in reality and I remember love, truth, innocence. Let's see. The Abundance Book. Good, classic. I think it's 28 days long. I got this book to learn how to read the tarot, but I just can never learn. I shouldn't say I can never learn. I just never get into it. I got this book. I think I saw it on something. I never really read it. Yeah, unlearn that. Been unlearning it since 2021. Fucking preach, dude. But it's so hard because you're like, wait a minute, why is life harder now, though? It's like, it's not harder, baby. You just were not in reality before, okay? Welcome to the real world. I am. Okay, so Inner Glimpse. This one's pretty cute if you're like, just want something basic. So don't talk to yourself out of your greatness. Don't talk yourself out of your greatness. You can do it. You can make it happen. This is like one of those like affirmation type, like, I don't know. I got this book when I was way younger. I don't hate it. I never got into it because I don't like cheesy shit where I'm like, okay. But I feel like it's cute when you like aren't like deeply into like the spiritual thing and you kind of just need positivity in your life. So if that's you, recommend. Oh, I got this book in Guatemala. It's like medicine songs. Like Spanish little medicine songs. It's just a memento. Okay. This change your life. Okay, I didn't read all her other stuff. I didn't need to. The Game of Life and How to Play It by Florence Shin. Everybody write it down. The Game of Life and How to Play It by Florence Shin. I did not leave my house, period, for like 6 months. Randomly, I'm driving like home from getting food. Obviously, I had to leave my house to get food. That's what I mean. And this thing hits me to go stop at the farmer's market. Mind you, I'm in the middle of a desert place. Don't even know anything about this. It's Apple Valley. Like, I had no clue. I stop at a farmer's market, and literally my friend's like, oh, I want to talk to this crystal lady. And I'm like, okay, whatever. And I'm like waiting, and I'm just like looking around at stuff. And I see a book, and I'm like, I'm gonna get this book. And it was just a Game of Life, How to Play. I didn't know. And it was just there. It was literally for me. It changed I don't know if it changed my life forever, but it got me to shift so hard into like, if we're talking about divine will, that book really helps narrow it in because it's like talks about like manifesting, but never manifesting without saying like, if it's not in accordance with divine will, like you don't want to give that power to, let's say, your ego or a part of you that doesn't actually know what it wants. Anyways, write that down. Very amazing book. She also wrote Your Word is Your Wand. I just like that phrase. I got this in Guatemala. I don't know what the hell it's about. The Light on Life. The Yoga Journey to Wholeness, Inner Peace, and Ultimate Freedom. Yeah. Huge. It has a lot of like, don't get me wrong. If you're not into the Bible and stuff, you might judge it at first because I judged it at first. But remember, there's a reason why the Bible is so the Bible. Like, it's fucking important. It's keys, it's codes, it's very important things. If you don't get stuck in all of the like fear shit about it. So she quotes it because a lot of us, whether we know it or not, have a lot of that coding inside of us. So when someone kind of gives you the key out of those chains of like really starting to see it for what it is and like utilizing words that are powerful whether we want to believe it or not, because majority of the world like talks about them all day and chants about them and prays on them. They're charged words, right? Like knowing that about it just at the baseline. So she does quote it, but like It's really good. And it will take you like literally 2 hours to read. She says one thing in there, two things that I got from there that I'm like, holy nut. She said, nobody is your teacher, or no, nobody is your friend and nobody is your enemy. Everybody is your teacher. That's one of my principles now. Like, that's something I, love. Like, I live by that now. I try to live by that at least. It gets me out of things. And then she said that God is man afraid. God, if you really sit and contemplate on that, like, amazing. Okay. The raw material, obviously. I read that one time on a 3-day fast. It was pretty interesting. I don't know what this is. Weaving the Visions. New Patterns in Feminist Spirituality. Don't ask me. Say it again. The Game of Life and How to Play It. Or can I say the quote again? Nobody is your friend or your enemy. Everybody is your teacher. When we live that way, when you remember that, when you don't get butthurt because you're a friend, that's not your friend. That's your teacher. When you don't get butthurt because your enemy is doing, that's not my enemy, that's my teacher. Like, it just brings you back every time to center. Like, it does not allow you to swing on the pendulums. It doesn't allow you to, like, your mind literally gets stopped in its fucking tracks. Because all of a sudden when you're like, wait a minute, that's not they didn't owe me anything. That's not my mom, that's my teacher. That's not this, that's my teacher. And the brain's like, oh, fuck, that's our teacher? Okay, what is it teaching us? And then you don't fall into the story. You know? I love it. Okay. Next. I randomly saw this book. You should check out Parallel Universes of Self. Ooh, let me screenshot that. That sounds good. Okay. Depression and the Body. The Biological Basis of Faith and Reality. I read up to page 50. Don't remember. I'm sure it was probably interesting. Bhagavad Gita. I don't want to admit this. I've never fucking read it. I'm like, feel like I would love it too. Every time I try, it's just not the time. That's what I feel like. I try to read it and it just never like hits. This book. Please. I'm not into this stuff. I'm telling you, this was really good. Holy, it was so good. Okay. What else do we got in the kitchen? I got this book. It was like calling me a bunch. I haven't read it. It keeps coming up. What is that one, Pan? This one is The Aquarian Gospel of Jesus the Christ. You know what the letters are in reverse? No. I got this one, The Sorceress Crossing. I think it's about a girl's journey. Some 20 years ago, this is about the girl that works with Carlos Castaneda. So a true story of a woman's initiation into a reality beyond the boundaries of normal everyday life. Carlos Castaneda stuff comes for me all the time. I listened to that one Dreamwalker one and Holy Nutsack. It was really good. I see the allure, and I think my guide, like my intuition told me to just stop like reading his stuff, because for my personality and like my little Achilles heel and how I get caught is I love, like, I will throw myself and like when I really read it, I was like, dude, there's so much risk in this. And they even like, they tell you like, you know, you got to be careful doing this shit. And it's for what? Like, that's what I feel like. For what? It's almost felt like it was for power to like say that you could. And that's what sorcery started like feeling like to me, like from reading what his experiences with it. Again, I could be completely wrong. And I just feel like, for what? I almost feel like I probably have done that in past lives and it didn't get me nowhere. So I'm choosing a different path. But I don't read the book Aquarian Gospel. Oh, I missed you too. I got this at Half Price Books. I just figured it was something to have. Again, never cracked it open, so you guys are here for the unboxing. Dictionary of Philosophy and Religion, Eastern and Western Thought. I thought it was to be like a cute, like that to me is cute to have on my like bookshelf, right? Here's one of my journals. Anything crazy in here? Probably. Oh, are my cuckoo journals in here? Oh my god. See, like, these are my potential books one day of, like, my own stuff. Of my own findings.